NBA action on EA Sports. I'm Ed Cohen. Great to be joined by Jay Williams. Should be a terrific game here tonight. From TD Garden in Boston, tonight, the Boston Celtics getting set to match up with the New York Knicks. The opening tip won by the Celtics, and we're underway in the Garden. To Hayward. Walker. Hayward. And he's fouled. A trip to the line coming up.
There's a very fine line between maximum effort and carelessness. I'm willing to live with a few mistakes and maximum effort than having to constantly remind my players to close out.
And gets both to drop at the line.
Good shot, buddy. Good shot, buddy.
Jay, the Knicks searched long and hard for their next head coach. They chose David Fizdale. Why was this the right choice?
Well, first off, he's a two-time NBA champion as assistant coach with D. Wade and LeBron James for Miami Heat, and I got some time to spend with him down in Miami at D. Wade's fantasy camp. He is hard and very stern, but it comes from a brotherly place. His ability to build the right culture in New York will be imperative, but it all starts with that kind of teaching.
To Hayward. Gets a look. Can't hit. Greg Monroe with a piece.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
And a pass stolen by Boston.
It's early. Get a good quality shot here.
Missed a wide open look. Randall to Dennis Smith Jr. 5 seconds to shoot. To Julius Randle. Wide open look, won't go.
Ooh, I can't believe he didn't get that one to fall. But at the end of the day, he got an open look, and that bodes well for this team.
Give it to him. Kemba Walker missed his first. That one goes.
When I think about Kemba Walker, I think about a self-made elite PG. He's a little guy that thrives amongst the NBA giants, and he's fearless. Let me tell you about how fearless he is. Even Alvin Gentry said he's probably the biggest competitor he's ever seen. You could put him right up there with the likes of Kobe Bryant from a competitive standpoint. That goes to show you that Walker will do anything and everything to beat you every possession.
Celtics have it. Walker to Cantor. Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down.
We call that get your money and put it in the bank.
Smith with it up top, trailing by 4. To Julius Randle. Smith. Has a look. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
That was such a great job by the offensive player. Knowing that you're probably going to take some lumps here and there, but still remaining aggressive throughout the shot and getting a crack at the extra point.
The free throw is good. It's back to a one-point game. Across the timeline, it's Walker. Looking to make something happen. Here comes the screen. Walker to Cantor. And it's Cantor above the rim.
And when you get your prescription, you take your medicine and you call it a day.
Let's see what the Knicks can do here. Down to Randall. Able to convert inside.
Old school equals high percentage.
Walker into the front court. Leads just a point. To Hayward. For 3. That won't go. Good. Off a spin.
Oh, not only does that require extraordinary athleticism, but also a ton of confidence, especially before you even had a chance to build up a good sweat.
To Hayward. He's looking for that touch. Iguodala to bring it up. His team up by 1.
Right.
A pass taken away by the Celtics. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
Gets it in the right corner. Smith. They go down low to Randall. Scores from the post.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
Ball's controlled by Boston. To Jaylen Brown. Walker. Off the mark. No good. From long range. Celtics able to clear the board. To Walker. Give it to him. Kemba Walker. He's 2 for 5. Not great, but trending.
And if you don't contest, he's knocking that down with ease.
Iguodala to bring it up. Down a point. Here comes the screen. To Julius Randle. Boston secures the rebound. Jay, for once, Trader Danny was Danny Ainge. Celtics didn't do that much, but Eastern Conference didn't see much change either.
Yeah, they didn't need to do anything if you're the Boston Celtics. You already have all the pieces to the puzzle. There's no doubt about it. The Celtics are now in the driver's seat.
To Dennis Smith Jr. And stuffs it home.
As a defender with inferior athletic ability, there's really not a lot you can do when you're outside the restricted area and you're caught lost in space.
Boston with the basketball. Knocked loose. Short jumper. Won't fall. Smith into the front court. It's a 1-point game. 13-12. Oh, emphatic slam. They have set the tone in this one.
I love when I see offenses come out in beast mode. You attack that paint, you get to the rim, inevitably the floor will open up for you to knock down some threes.
Here comes the screen.
Left.
Nothing going here on that drive. Tatum. Not easy.
I don't know how he saw his man out and cut like that, but that was nice.
Into the front court comes Smith. He'll run the offense. Knicks with 4 to shoot. Lets it fly from long range. Tatum grabs the board. Hayward. That's what you like to see off the pick and roll. Nice, easy basket.
The pro game has really come down to PNRs. Let's see how the defense adjusts.
Smith with the basketball. Down just a couple. To Monroe. Short jumper off the mark.
We call some of these players practice players. You know, the guys that make 5 out of 10 shots in practice, but then all of a sudden they're not gamers because then they're making 1 of 10. That's exactly what you want him to do. You want him to take those kind of shots.
To Dennis Smith Jr. New York with 4 to shoot. Shot clock violation. Both teams tweaking their lineups. Here come some changes.
Substitutions, New York.
I got him. Here you go.
Hayward. short jumper won't go down.
Misses happen. Don't put your head down. Let that motivate you in the defensive end. Use it for something positive.
It's good. Count the basket and the foul.
Ed, you ever bail out of something at the last second? That's what I saw right there from the defender. We call that no man's land. They weren't really committed to getting out of the way, committing a hard foul, or taking the brunt of the contact.
Celtics have it. To Marcus Smart. Probing the defense. Yes, it drops. A little drama on that one.
I don't know what halftime evaluation will be worse, the ankles or the bruised ego.
To Dennis Smith Jr. Shot from the lane won't go. Trying to cash in. Deep two there, won't go. Smith now into the front court. They trail by 1. To Taj Gibson. Knicks with 4 to shoot. Shot by Smith, off the mark. To Hayward. The drive, right to the basket. Goes reverse to lay it in.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
The possession lies with New York. To Dennis Smith Jr. Here comes the screen. To Gibson. From the outside, no good.
And it's never a great thing when you're talking to yourself the entire next possession about the shot you just missed. Now you know you're in that player's head mentally.
Pick up, pick up, pick up.
Knocked loose. Hayward to Cantor. And it's Cantor. 3 for 6 now.
Great job using that shoulder to create contact with the defender without hesitation.
Whistled for the foul. Chance coming up at the free throw line.
You see this all the time. The defensive players establishing his presence on the court and also checking to see how far the refs are going to let him go.
Off the mark on the first free throw. So he goes 1 for 2 from the line after hitting on the second. Celtics have it. Gets it in the left corner. Shot clock, it's coming down to 4. Now down to 3 with the fadeaway. Burns him for the basket.
This has been a good first quarter for him so far. That wasn't an easy shot, but he was able to knock it down and add to their lead.
Timeout here for the Knicks as they'll go over some tactics now in this first quarter of play. That's going to be
substitutions. New York. Entering the game for Boston, number 8, Kemba Walker.
Hey, watch this screen left.
to Cantor. Greg Monroe with the block.
Sent a message on that one, Ed.
And the finish at the rim.
Attack mode isn't a switch that you can just turn on and off. He needs to do more of that. We need to see him penetrate, get into that lane, and create.
York with 4 to shoot. Here's a chance from long range. And Boston has the rebound. To Kemba Walker. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Still hasn't hit from deep in the first half. No good. Hayden with the basketball. Down 4. Down for Iguodala. From the painted area, won't go down. To Cantor.
Shut up, I have
A drive down the lane, but the shot won't go down. To Payton.
Screen, screen.
Here comes the screen. To Monroe. And a throwdown.
An easy 2. Get back on defense.
To Cantor. And it's Cantor. He's 5 for 10, shooting 50%.
You feel that? I see the confidence building.
To Payton. Here comes the screen. Payton. Tough make through traffic.
And when the ball gets the defense rotating from side to side, you're bound to find opportunities for each other.
Walker with the basketball. 2-point advantage. To Marcus Smart. For 3, that's off the side of the rim, short. To Payton. Going to launch beyond the arc. It's no good. Shot's not going down. The big guy, Greg Monroe. He's 3 of 5, 60% shooting from the field.
Contact on a drive can be a beautiful thing. Making those tough shots can really help you build a mental advantage over your defender.
Cantor. Old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
If you're coaching against this player, you have to throw some fake traps, some fake schemes. How are you making this player think instead of just naturally reacting?
Here comes the screen, here comes the screen, here comes the screen.
That is great vision to set it up. Slams it down.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. The pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
The assist from number 0.
Hayden into the front court. They trail by 2. It's good.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
Ball's controlled by Boston. Walker to Marcus Smart. Gets to the basket and scores.
Well, they have such great flow to their offense this evening. The ball isn't sticking to one player individually. It's moving around the perimeter, and it's zipping. They're playing with a special cohesiveness.
Nothing going here on that drive. Oh, highlight moves. Tough to pull off with the defender all over you. To Walker. It goes down.
And here's a next level comment for you. K-Walk is one of the rare guys in the league today that blurs the lines between the streets and the league.
Driving right to the basket. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
So many times we get on the defender for quote-unquote letting the offensive player score on an and one. Sometimes there's a lucky bounce, but more often than not, it's the offensive player who makes the play happen despite the defender's best intentions.
Free throw good. A three-point play as they move in front here just before the break. Into the front court, it's Walker. Looking to make something happen.
Pick coming left, 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 left.
Here comes the screen. Has a chance. Knocks it down from mid-range.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender didn't.
Down low to Monroe. The big guy, Greg Monroe. He's now shooting 5 for 7.
You know, from a point guard perspective, one of the things that I learned when I played in the league was that the more I was willing to give the ball up, the harder other players were willing to run to their spots. The harder the bigs were running to the rim. The harder the three-point shooters were running to the three-point line because they knew they could be active recipients. And when they caught the ball, they knew exactly what to do with it.
Count the basket at the rim. Just inside the arc, at the buzzer. So a tie one as we reach the break in a one-point game. Let's get you to Orlando, where we say hello to Jalen Rose in our EA Sports Halftime Report.
The Knicks are in a tight battle after two.
Player of the half.
And that concludes our halftime report. Thanks for joining us, and see you again after the game.
Possession lies with New York. To Julius Randle, Monroe. Sizing up the defense. Down low to Monroe. To Dennis Smith Jr.
Watch that cut.
Now preparing to shoot at the line.
The game is too tight for you to be taking risks like that. You want to avoid foul trouble at all costs.
Dennis Smith Jr., couple of free throws on the way. For his career, 69% at the line. And he connects on the first free throw. Able to convert on both free throws. On a pass stolen by the Knicks.
Here's your chance to break this thing wide open.
Taking advantage of the turnover.
Woo, did you see that? Eyes to the rim, and the rest was all net.
Boston with the basketball.
Pick up, match up.
Cruises inside for two.
Bulldog. Look, it ain't always going to be pretty, but this is a results-oriented business, and this dude will always give you a good ROI.
Screen left.
To Dennis Smith Jr. Fires the three. Cleans it up. Another shot won't go either.
Seems like a lot of contact on that play. If I were that player, I would pull the ref over to the side, talk to him, express to him how much contact there was so he could look for that same foul call potentially the next time down the court.
And a nice finish at the rim.
Ooh, cool, calm, and collective. The 3 C's. His handles are effortless.
Smith gets it in the right corner.
Screen.
A bad pass, and the Celtics have it. Has a look. Shot misses there by Smart. Iguodala to bring it up. Leads one. To Dennis Smith Jr. Down low to Monroe. Scores from the post.
Oh, yeah, you've been working on your craft.
Hey, match up.
To Hayward. Boston with 4 to shoot. Short jumper stays out. Iguodala to bring it up. Up by 3. To Monroe. Rebound hauled in by the Celtics. Cantor to Marcus Smart. Cleans it up. Grabs his own miss and scores. Good concentration.
I don't know if the scouting report has made its way out here yet, but if anything, it says you need to not let him get that close to the rim.
To Dennis Smith Jr. Monroe. Lays it up and in.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
Monroe. And a pass stolen by Boston. Oh, Jay, he commands the paint this time down.
You used to hear all these coaches talk about, we need players to run the floor. No, I don't need you to run the floor. I need you to run the floor with purpose. Those are two different things. When you run the floor in attack mode, that's when plays like this occur.
Spinning shot won't fall. To Hayward. Here comes the screen. The drive, right to the basket, down the lane to lay it in.
Oh, don't see the read, be the read.
New York in control of the basketball. That's what you like to see off the pick and roll. Nice, easy basket.
It's that easy, Ed. You never want to leave any doubt when attacking the rim.
I got him. Here we go.
Hayward to Cantor. To Marcus Smart. Off the assist.
And if you don't contest, he's knocking that down with ease.
Iguodala to bring it up. His guys now down by a point. To Monroe. Jason Tatum snatching it out of the air. Out of bounds the call off Gordon Hayward. They're going to make some changes with some new personnel on the floor.
Number 8, Kemba Walker.
Randall. Knicks with 4 to shoot. Trying to cash in. A shot no good there for Monroe. Walker to Cantor. And his Cantor above the rim.
We call that get your money and put it in the bank.
Number 8, Kemba Walker.
Knicks with the basketball. To Dennis Smith Jr. Down low to Monroe. Able to convert inside.
But most importantly, you have to keep the ball moving. Maybe run some floppy sets, some horn sets. Raise those bigs up, which open up the lane, and let them be the passers to make plays easier for the guards.
To Kemba Walker. Open look, and he buries it. Defense has to wake up.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
To Dennis Smith Jr. Here comes the screen. To Monroe. Beyond the arc for 3. Not that time. Over to the right side. Fires the 3. He is yet to hit one tonight. No good. The follow won't go either. To Dennis Smith Jr. Three seconds is the call. Changes coming from both sides right now.
Into the game for the Celtics. Number 36, Marcus Smart.
Hayward to Cantor. It's a big finish.
If you didn't dunk that, then we would have to talk about it.
Number 20.
New York Knicks basketball. To Marcus Morris.
Screen coming up. Screen coming.
A pass taken away by the Celtics. And a chance coming up at the line.
No, no, no. I'll tell you. The team that makes the little mistakes, like committing unnecessary reach-in fouls like that, will be the team that ends up with the L.
And he makes them both. Down low to Monroe. And strokes it.
Hand down, man down. You got to get up and contest the shot.
From the painted area, won't go down. Let's see what the Knicks can do here. To Marcus Morris. Here comes the screen. Goes to the right side. To Colin Sexton. Tatum grabs the rebound. To Marcus Smart. Hayward. To Cantor. The Celtics down to 4 in the shot clock. Cantor's shot off the mark.
I'm not sure that the contest on the shot contributed to the miss, but what it might have done is seep into the confidence of the shooter that the next time he might decide to try to drive to the rim instead of settling for a jump.
To Marcus Morris. Here comes the screen. Has a chance with the fadeaway. Burns him for the basket.
Oh man, you're not supposed to be able to do that with that size, but in today's game, dexterity and mobility are off the charts for bigs.
Knocked loose. It's a turnover as they head the other way. Sexton, a bad pass, and the Celtics have it.
You go back to the principles, things that we started working on when we were in first and second grade. It's called the shell drill. You stay down in the stance defensively, you try to deny the next pass away, and you have to communicate. If your conditioning is bad, you have no chance. But if you're able to do all these things together, collectively, you will be able to stop a great passing team.
Number 6.
Couldn't keep.
Substitutions. Boston.
Smith to Monroe. Has a look. Gets a look. Can't hit.
See, the defender did a really good job. He stayed down. He didn't go and bite for all the head fakes. He waited until the last second to contest that shot. Way to know the scouting report.
Converts in the paint. Nice finish at the rim.
And attention to detail is everything for a professional scorer like that. Actually getting it done the hard way there.
To Monroe. He was smothered and still gets it to go down.
Did you see that change of direction mid-flight? And also the English he utilized to spin the ball off the rim? That was a thing of beauty.
To Hayward. Nothing going here on that drive. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
He should get some kind of acting award. That's a great sell by the offensive player. But guess what? The refs bit, and that's the game.
Enes Kanter trying to cash in on a three-point play. For his career, 77% at the line. Driving right to the basket. No good. Oh, it looked like he may have gotten him there.
I agree. I thought there was a foul, but also it's all about your approach. You can't come down the lane and jump off one leg. It's called a power lift. Go off two legs and expect the contact.
Using the post to his advantage there and the finish at the rim.
Sometimes when the players find that flow, nobody else needs to touch the ball. He's in a zone by himself.
To Dennis Smith Jr. And scores. Strong take.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays, no one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
To Walker. Hayward to Kemba Walker. He buries it, creating space with the step back.
Well, we got a chance to firsthand watch something be created. I think we just watched an epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so contagious, everybody started to do it, and it ultimately led to the other team's demise.
If that's an epidemic, sign me up. That's out. Last touch by Enes Kanter. Deep left corner. From the outside, no good. Celtics have it to Walker. Greg Monroe rejects it.
You know why? I don't see anybody on the defensive end standing up out of position. I see everybody squatted down, really active with their hands. That's the mentality that will lead you to where you want to go.
In a flash, scores at the rim.
Might have had an extra dribble or two there, but he got the shot he wanted.
Deep right corner, Smith. New York with 4 to shoot. 4-3. Won't go down. Across the timeline, it's Walker. The advantage is 13 points. Greg Monroe, huge block.
Blocking so many shots only gives your perimeter that much more confidence to really apply more pressure.
Couple of cracks at the line now.
Love the fact that the shooter created contact on the upward motion to shoot the basketball. Big time play.
And hits the first free throw. Goes 2 for 2. Celtics have it. Full throttle right to the basket for the deuce.
It can only be one of two things here. One, the defender ran out of gas, or two, this dude is just unstoppable.
From long range. Can't connect. It's no good. Walker into the front court. His team on top by 13. That's a turnover. It goes the other way. Straight on 3. At the buzzer. It's a victory here for the Celtics as they win this one handily. That'll wrap things up. For Jay Williams and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been a presentation of the NBA on
The Celtics edged out a close.
Player of the game.
Tatum is the choice for what you're seeing here, and that's unselfish play. Tight passes, great timing, and an impressive basketball IQ. He earned more respect than what I already have for him.
Who was cold?
These are the top plays of the game.
Number 2. Number 1.
This has been a presentation of ESPN on EA Sports. Until next time, I'm Jalen Rose, signing off.